They say to become a billionaire, you should get lucky. But sometimes, even when luck comes to you with open arms, you might be too dumb to accept it. Some people had the opportunity right under their nose, but their arrogance led them to think that they are smarter than that. So they ended up missing the greatest opportunity of their life. If they would have been a little bit more humble and gave it another thought, they would have been today on Forbes Billionaires list. You better watch this video till the end, because who knows, you might come across a similar opportunity and miss it as well. A lot of people don't know, but Apple wasn't only founded by Steve Jobs. Some of you might have heard about Steven Wozniak, but I'm sure that most of you don't know that Ronald Wayne was also one of the founders of Apple in 1976. He was assigned to supervise Jobs and Wozniak since he was in his 40s while they were in their 20s and didn't have any professional experience. So they asked him to join the company in exchange of 10% of the ownership. Ronald wrote down the first partnership agreement and created the first logo with Isaac Newton sitting under a tree. Back then, Apple was a tiny company with 3 people in Jobs' garage. Of course, Steve had his vision to grow the company bigger and make great computers. But Ronald didn't get the idea, so he left the company and sold his 10% stake for $800. If he would have kept his shares, he would have been a billionaire today, since Apple became the most valuable company in the world. Of course, he wouldn't own exactly 10% because the company raised money multiple times and had 4 stock splits since going public. But that wasn't the only opportunity he missed. Remember the first contract he wrote down when he joined the company? He sold it for $500 in 1990s. However, the exact same contract was resold at an auction for $1.6 million. I really feel sorry for this guy. But our second hero missed even a greater opportunity. In 1976, Apple was running out of cash. So Steve Jobs approached Nolan Bushnell to invest $50,000 in exchange 1/3 of the company. Nolan was a pretty successful guy at that time, so he didn't give a damn about a guy who is trying to make computers and missed the greatest opportunity he would ever come across. If he wasn't so stubborn and had a little bit faith in Jobs and accepted the offer, he probably would be as rich as Bill Gates today. At least, he didn't accept the deal and then wasted it as Laszlo Hensiech did. He was one of the first believers in Bitcoin, back then when most of us didn't even know about its existence. And mining it was pretty easy since the network was tiny. In fact, no one even used Bitcoin to buy anything, so Laszlo decided to be that first person. In May of 2010, when the price of the Bitcoin was just 8 cents, he ordered 2 pizzas and paid for them with 10,000 Bitcoins. This is the picture of the 2 pizzas. If he would have kept his Bitcoins and sold them in December of 2017, he would have made at least $150 million. He wouldn't be a billionaire, but that's better than a pizza, don't you think so? However, I would say a pizza is better than nothing. James Howells was one of the first 6 people to mine Bitcoin. He would set his laptop to mine Bitcoins all night, but his girlfriend stopped him because apparently the noise of the fun was simply too loud. Even in such a short period of time, he had mined 7,500 Bitcoins. Imagine if he kept mining all of these years. He would have owned tens of thousands of Bitcoins today. But that's not the sad part of the story. In 2010, his computer broke down. So James took out the hard drive that contained the Bitcoins and left it in a drawer and forgot about it. After 3 years, when he was cleaning up his house, he accidentally threw out that hard drive. A few months later, when he reconnected back with the network, he realized that the Bitcoin price has enormously increased. He rushed to the Landleaf site to find it, but he couldn't. If he didn't throw that hard drive, he could have sold it for $140 million in December of 2017. When Mark Zuckerberg was developing Facebook in his dorm room, he asked Joi Green to help him out in exchange of 5% of the company, since both of them previously worked on a project called FaceMash, which you might have heard about. But Joi's father, who was a professor at that time, discouraged him to work on any project with Mark. Unfortunately, he listened to his dad and lost the greatest opportunity, because that tiny ownership would definitely made him a multi-billionaire today. Listening to your parents is good, but sometimes you have to take the initiative and decide for yourself. Who do you think missed the greatest opportunity out of these 5? Let me know in the comments below. As always, hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.